What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 4. We are back with another festival playlist, and we are in the autumn season. And it starts off with take a photo of your car with a viaduct. And on the map it is, you see the text up here, and there you see it on the map pretty well drawn. So it's that wide circle here. Spans across the map, you just need to somehow get it onto the picture. It's really not that big a deal, it's massive. It's hard to not get on the picture. And obviously it needs to contain your car, which also shouldn't be too hard. And that completes the photo challenge, and we will see each other with the weekly Forzathon. For the weekly Forzathon we have Own and Drive, a race-tuned heavyweight tractor unit, the 2015 Mercedes-Benz number 24 Tank Pool 24 racing truck. That's a mouthful. Let's go to the car list, and where is it? Mercedes. There it is. That should complete chapter number 1. Yes, it does. Luckily this one is available at the auto show for 500,000, so if you have some spare cash you can blow it on this, and well, then you can own this as well, I guess, or you just win it. Either way. And that completes chapter 1. We will see each other with chapter 2. For chapter 2 we have use the 1000 brake horsepower under your right foot to win free street race events with the number 24 Mercedes-Benz truck. Street race events are the blue ones. Now you might be wondering, well, those are road racing. Yes, I mean the other blue. Well, they're all gold now. On your map they could be still blue. These ones, or they turn gold once you've won them. The only ones that change color as far as I know. Yeah, these dark blue ones or golden if you have completed them, so complete 3 of them. You can do whichever one you like, you can choose whichever difficulty, you can use custom races, whatever it is, just make sure you use a race from this scene and that you use your truck, and then you're good to go. And we will see each other after I've done the races, because, well, it's just races. No point in dragging it out. Now I have read that people actually struggle with this one, so I will record one of the 3 races. And the thing is, just turn down the difficulty. Play it inexperienced or something. Yeah, new race. Well, new racer is maybe a bit low, but play it whatever. Like, I know the issue with street racing is you only drive against actual cars and not just stuff from your car class like it's in road racing series events. So doing this on a high difficulty is, I don't want to say impossible, because never underestimate the skilled players in this game, but it's certainly not for someone who is watching a guide on it or looking up a video on how to beat this challenge. So it's certainly not easy to drive this thing even somewhat properly. Mostly because the understeer is ridiculous. And that's really the big issue. And anyway, there we go. So yeah, the understeer is really the big issue, and basically what you want to do is you want to brake early. Now first of all, you want to give yourself a tune that you are comfortable with, so give yourself some performance, maybe all-wheel drive, and then try to make sure you use one that you're comfortable with. First step. Second step, brake early. Obviously you're playing a fairly low difficulty, and well, it's a truck. You weigh a lot. So don't get caught out, brake early, and then more or less roll into the corner. Because when you treat it like a regular car and you brake and you go on the gas again, it's on the throttle, and it's very likely that you understeer and you just shoot straight out of the corner. And basically what you want to do by rolling into the corner is you kind of set your path. So brake early, you roll in, and then it turned in and you have your path set, and then you go on the throttle again and it just follows through with it. It's kind of a way to counteract the massive understeer with sometimes. And that's pretty much all you can do, and then you just have to try to get through reasonably unharmed. And do it 3 times, really. It's not fun, but it's not that difficult, I don't think. It should be doable. Especially because the AI on the low difficulties, it starts alright, but it really slows down around midway through the race, and then you should be fine. That is my 3rd win. Sorry. Yeah, whatever. And that completes chapter number 2, I think it was, and we'll see each other with chapter 3. And chapter 3 I've also read that people struggle with, but we are going to go into that in just a moment. Beg or believe by achieving 3 stars at any speed trap with your truck. The important thing to note is any speed trap. So what is important is that you pick one that is actually achievable. Like, not this one. You don't want to have to do 240 miles with your truck. I think that's obvious. What you can do is 140 miles. And we are going to try to get that. And then I'm also going to show you the tune that I used to achieve that. So 140 is, again, it's very doable. And we should achieve it here. Yes, we do. Yeah, easily.
You have arrived at your destination.
So if you just give yourself a little bit of a run-off or run-up to the speed trap, this one is easily the one to do it, and you also have that little slope that you run down to really pick up speed before the speed trap. And I'm just quickly going to show you the tune code that I used. I also used it for the races. I find it very comfortable because of the all-wheel drive. And it also has quite a lot of push, so that you can get to that required speed. It's this one that I used. You share code here, the 126266703. You can get a higher top speed. This is not the best top speed one. Usually the rear-wheel drive ones give you a higher top speed. So yeah, you can use higher top speed ones, but the thing to me is the acceleration and getting to that speed in a reasonable time frame, and I just really liked that for that specific speed trap. Now if you want to do other speed traps, you need more top speed, so you kind of have to change the tune accordingly, but again, for this specific one, which is all you need, you can do any, like I already mentioned. It's pretty good. And we will see each other with the last chapter. And chapter 4 is Snowman, throw your weight around and escape justice by earning 10 trading paint skills. This is Whoops. You will get them eventually, but a good area for it is A, on this highway, or B, in the city. And those are basically the two areas where you want to do it. I'm going to do it right here, and I'm hoping that we can be successful. Should probably drive in the right direction, well. What a maneuver. I suggest not going too fast. There's one, and there's probably another one. No, that wasn't another one. So that's two. And then again, don't go too fast and just lightly bump into them. That's another one. Like if you just blatantly shove them out of the way, it doesn't count, so be a little bit careful. I was already cutting it close there, I think. No, that's not it. Is that it? We're still missing at least one, obviously, or else we would have finished it already. Can you trade paint with me? There's another one. Whoops. Could have been another one. And that could be the last. Yes, that's the last one. So that one is really not too difficult. I think this area is best suited because they're all driving fairly straight. You have enough space, and then really just make sure you don't just ram them out of the way. And if you don't go too fast, it's really not that much of an issue, and we will see each other with the stunts. And for the first stunt, we have the Bamberg Castle danger sign, which is right here. And we need to reach 715.2 feet, and I know a lot of people don't like this one, and I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on it. Now, the first thing you basically want to do is clear out the debris here, because hitting it slows you down. So basically drive through here, and then you go back. Let's clear everything out of the way. And then you basically want to go all the way back here. Now there are a variety of cars you can do this with. I know the Mosler is very popular for this. We can use Ferrari. I've done it with Ford GT. I've done it with the Rally Fighter. It works with all of these cars. I don't actually know what my record was with the 599XX. Okay. So we have a Rimac in here, we have a P1 in here, although that's a pretty low number. So yeah, we are going to try and do 3 stars, I guess. So basically what we do want to do is go above the grass here a little bit, and then cut across, and then we jump. This should be easily enough, 763. Now I know the Mosler, especially with a somewhat off-road tune that keeps you stick to the ground on the grass here a little bit, has way more capability, but it's pretty much the path that really makes this a do-or-die thing. And like I said, I've done it with several different cars, so it's not like it's impossible with one of the other cars. Now basically the path we are taking, and you have seen it already, is you go straight on through, then you go a little bit above the grass here, and then you try to cut onto the road here and take a pretty, well, not into the wall, but you'd want to take a pretty tight line. I'll show this once more. When you go above the grass here, you want to take a pretty tight line onto the tarmac here and then just shoot straight for the danger sign and into the jump, and that should really do the trick for you. And I hope you can do this as well. So we will see each other with speed trap zone. I can never tell. It's the same every week. Terrible. And then we have the lower fell speed trap. We need to reach 210 miles an hour, and that suits our car a lot better. So let's jump right into that one. There's some traffic. And there's traffic coming towards us, which I don't like very much. Traffic is always our worst enemy, but yeah, this is... You can do it from both directions as well, while this corner is a little bit tighter, so you need to slow down a lot more. So I really prefer the other direction here. But to each their own, you know, whatever you want to do. And we'll see each other with a speed zone. That's the one that's left. And lastly, we have a Glen Ranch speed zone. It's this one. And I'm actually going to pick a different car. So I have to kind of quickly leave you and change the car. We need to reach 97 miles an hour. And that should be fairly doable. I'm actually going to start at the top here. So I'm going to quickly change car and then we'll see each other again. And here we are back. With a Corvette and a pretty hefty all-wheel drive tune. And you will drop a lot of speed through these corners. But since we have a lot of power and an all-wheel drive tune, this is not going to be too big of an issue because we can pick up a lot of speed down here. And we are now comfortably above the 97. So I don't really worry about losing speed in the corners. Just need to make sure you get through clean and don't lose, well, too much. But it's natural, you're going to drop your average by quite a bit there. You have that long acceleration bit, man, and you can pick up a lot of speed there. I would do it downhill though. That's a lot easier in my opinion, and that completes this week's challenges. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and until next time, farewell.